watching. Maybe you'll see this stream later, maybe you'll see it now. But it's raining. And I've just gone ass over tit and really hurt my leg, but hey, I'm living. So I'll turn you around and show you the big progress we've done today, this morning. As you can see here, we've got the big wall up. There it is. It was heavy as hell. Took a lot of getting up. I don't want to walk on the frame because I've just fell over once. So, got to go up anyway. Even if I am on my own. I just went flying there. Slips, it's very slippery, and put my leg down that hole there. So, I'm going to be a lot more careful. Yeah, this is so far. We've managed to get this entire side wall up, that entire external wall up. This one was meant to go up there, but I adjourned that one to do this one there that is now fully up. I have a lot more work to go on it yet. There's all the studs to put in. That you see that beam there is very warped. That is because there is no studs in there, and that'll be coming in once this wall's up here. I want to get it secured because obviously it's huge and it's secured at one end, but this end it's only just got that temporary bracing in. So a case of getting it done. But yeah, that's take you back here and show you this from a distance. This is will be the inside of the guest room. That'll be the main window of the guest room looking out. It's about centre. It's not quite centre between those two houses. It's a bit off to the left, but it's close enough. And that's where the sun sort of goes down there. Right, it goes down over there actually, but it starts to go down here, so you get the beautiful sunset, and the moon sits up there as well at night. So, hello, whoever's joined me. Just talking to myself, where I can get some sense. That's the main window we got up today. That was a heck of a job to get it up. Luckily, across the way there, some guys are doing some siding around the back there. Some workers, and they said, "Oh, do you want a hand?" So I thought, yes, please. So they said, "Oh, we're here today and tomorrow." They were finishing today, so I quickly got that ready last night, and they gave me a hand to lift it up. There's two of them plus the wife of four of us to lift that up into space. It was extremely heavy, to say the least. It was like unbelievably heavy. You got like 5 beams in the middle, and then 3 at the top, and then all that framework at the top. A lot of work to get it up. Surprisingly, I actually got it knocked up yesterday into shape and ready, and then but that's so. If you can imagine, it's not finished yet. I've left out the internal workings, if you like, to make it lighter. So if you can imagine at the top there, two sort of triangle shaped windows. There's a 200mm beam to go across the top there. Which will make that window smaller, and at the bottom here there's some form work to go at the bottom there to around the windows, and there's a whole lot to go on it yet. It's only the basic outer frame, but it was a heck of a job to get it up, and thank God they were there to help. There's no way we'd have got it. Up into on our own. So, spasiba for the help. Oh, my compressor just come on and there's nobody here. So, but anyway, yeah, that was a hell of a job to get that thing up on that, and it was something I was concerned about because, like the little ones, I can just split them. I've been splitting them into 2-3 pieces. Like this one here, this wall here was split. You got one there, 2, 3, 4. I split that wall into 4 pieces. You see, I've joined it, and dead easy to lift up into space, but that one had to be done in a wanna, so it was very, very heavy to get that up, and luckily they helped us out with that tremendously. This is the inside walls now. This inside wall I've got completed. There's of course all the studs Piramishka are not finished yet. They're all going to go in later. The internal walls in here are not done yet. I'll hopefully get those done. I'm not sure when. Basically, the plan is now to get this part of that centre wall up there against this side of that big frame, and then around with the terraces, and then down here. You can see, I was planning to get this wall up at the back. I was planning to get this wall up here, the back wall, but because the workers were going today, they're finishing today. I quickly got that ready last night, and we stuck it up while they were here. Because I've got what do you call it? Lubiotka. What do you call that? Winch. I've got a hand winch that I suppose I could have attached somewhere and got it up, but I wasn't looking forward to it. So when they offered, it's yes please, and so we're very happy with that. Was a big major obstacle getting that thing up on our own, and I knew it would be. So I'll show you from the other side. Instantly, about 20 minutes ago, I came on here to, I forget what I was going to do. I was just covering stuff up because of the rain, and I went arse over tit down here. I put my leg down that hole down there, and I've got a nice bruised leg now, so I'm walking a bit carefully. I don't want to go over again. It's a bit slippy. I'll show you this from the outside of the what the house will look like when it's finished. So you can imagine that's the front of the house. That's the big windows. There's over to the left is where the guest bedroom will be, tambour, and then terrace on the right and kitchen over there. So that was a big. It doesn't look. I don't know how it looks on a telephone, but these walls are 2.6 meters high. And that is, I don't know how high it is actually. I think it's just over 4 meters high. So it looks small, but it's actually very high and jeepers heavy. You can see I've got it braced everywhere when we lifted it up. It was surprising how easy it was to lift it with the two guys that were helping. So it took like literally maybe 5 minutes to put that up, because I had it already on the ground. So he just came over and gave us a lift. It was brilliant. But yeah, it was a heavy job. I'm very glad it's all insulated, of course. If you've not built frame houses, if you've not seen my streams, not seen my videos, I've explained this in the videos about what they call jutevi utepletel, and that's this stuff here that goes between the framework. So it's like furry stuff. It's natural fibre. I think it's probably I don't know what it is in English. Jutevi, I think it's probably flax or something. But between the joints of the walls, you can see where I've got that wall up there. You've got that in and all along there, so it stops any drafts. If you haven't, I've seen so many YouTube videos where they've not got that in, and then they're wondering why there's drafts in the house. Well, that's why. And I can see between these five pieces here, that's all insulated as well. It's everywhere. It was actually again a surprise myself in how accurate the architect's plan was. We built that side wall there to plan. And it was already braced with temporary bracing there. It was in place, and we put this up today. This already had its temporary bracing on the ground, and when we put it up, it just slid straight into there perfectly. As you can see, it's just come out beautifully. I was really surprised how good that came out. And down here, I hadn't even realised that that here is where there's going to be, where the other wall is. There's a piece in there. That's where the side wall going. It's perfectly into size. It's come out really well. I'm really happy with that. I didn't think it would be, because obviously this timber is warped, bent, twisted, and God knows what else. Every kind of direction you think of, and so far it's turning out all right. Yeah, I've had to shift some stuff around and mooch this a little bit and untwist it and whatever, but so far it's turning out really good. I'm really happy with it, and every time I put a piece in, I was like, I'm surprised, oh, that fits, you know. And it's literally because I'm following a project, you know, plan. If you were to, this is why I said, you know, in some of the videos, you must get an architect's plan drawn up or a project drawn up. If you don't, then, you know, you're working off builders' heads, you know, they just can build what they want, you know. So, you know, with a plan, you can follow literally every piece has got a, yeah, I'm having to sort of change little bits here and there because, you know, where stuff doesn't fit, or, you know, because the size of timbers are screwed up. Because like some of these, the width of these are, some of them go as low as 45 millimeters, some goes as high as 55 millimeters wide. But generally they're around about 15 centimeters in width, but 45 to 55 in thickness is what I'm experiencing. So basically, if you were to measure, like, I mean, it's supposed to be 60 from edge to edge, cry to cry on a timber. But if you were to do that and measure on the next one, it just would not work, because there are different widths of timber. So you've got to measure each piece individually, which means it's taking time for me. It's taking time. But if you look down here, look, because that centre wall there, I don't know if you can see it, but it is pretty practically dead straight. There's no problems there at all. It's coming out excellent. I'm really happy with it. Really satisfied. There's some remedial work to do. This is going to sit all winter now. Obviously I've got a bit more yet to do. There's a whole pile of timber there yet. But once that's used up, then we're going back to St. Petersburg, and then it will sit over the winter. And then as it sits and dries out more, the sap is starting to come out of the wood, and as it sits and dries out more, gaps will appear in the joints. I'm already starting to see some where this has been up about a week now, and I'm starting to see some gaps in joints appearing, slight joint gaps, and that will be remedied with a bit of expanding foam into any joint that expands itself and leaves a gap. So I really don't want gaps in your joints on this type, as you can see down the back there, we're dead straight. As you can see, that it's actually pretty damn good. Что говорит? Нужно по-русски. По-русски не может, потому что за английские люди. So it's staying with English because it's for English people. Sorry. If you wanted me to do a live stream in Russian, then you can ask, and I would think about it. My Russian is not fantastic. It's okay, speakable, but I'm not fantastic. But yeah, that's it so far. I hope you enjoyed this little stream. It's been a lot of work of one person. All that's built myself, and the only real help I've had is lifting the walls. Wife helps lifted a few of the early walls, and two guys helped me with that wall today. So as you can see, that way on, we're dead straight. There's nothing. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it is raining, and I did fall down and nearly broke my bloody leg. So I'm going to call this a short live stream of about 15 minutes. So if you've got any questions, now is your chance to ask before I cut this off. I'm not going to keep this going forever. But yeah, this is for those who haven't followed my streams or my videos. This town is called Staraya Russa. It's Novgorod Oblast. It's about 100 kilometers from Velika Novgorod and about 300 from St. Petersburg, or about 400 and some odd from Moscow. They're about that kind of distance, kind of centralized kind of place. Beautiful little town, all forestry. You can see it's all very nice here. This Uchastek, for those who don't know, this cost me 100,000 rubles, 100 тысяч, этот участок. It has gas, it has central water, it has three-phase electricity, and it is EGS. So for 100 тысяч for 100,000 for, well, 15 sotok we got, 15 sotok. So I think we did okay. This town's this how I haven't got my glass. I can't see the bloody messages. This town is a beautiful little clean town, very nice, and I love it here. I really do. That's an apple tree. If you're coming to Russia, if you're an immigrant or you're an expat coming to Russia, Novgorod, I know they say about Nizhny Novgorod and say about Moscow and St. Petersburg, and nobody mentions these small towns like this. I really do recommend you look into them if you're coming here, depending on your work, of course. If you're turn this around here. If you're coming to Russia and you need work, then you think twice about living in a rural place like this. But if you're like me, I'm retired, well, semi-retired. I'm a pensioner. I can afford to live here without working. But if you're coming as an immigrant, then you should think twice, because salaries here are very, very low compared to the rest of Russia, especially a place like Moscow and things like that. But prices are lower as well. Like, to get this land here for the price I got it, it is phenomenal. I'm very happy about it. The same size land I bought in St. Petersburg with the other houses, we paid 800,000 rubles for that, but it has problems with registration. Still not resolved. I'm not sure when that's going to get resolved. Probably, I think, even if we don't get the registration problems resolved, we're probably going to sell it next year and get rid of it. And we'll be coming here permanently. This is much nicer place. I love it here. I really do it. So yeah, this is my land. This is my house I'm building. Doing it alone. And I can't recommend this experience enough, really. This is actually my second house. But the first house, there was a lot of mistakes made. We put into materials that they really didn't need to be done, because I didn't really understand the framing process the way it's done here. And I think you'll find this is for expats or for immigrants coming here. If you've had some experience with framing, with frame housing in your countries, and you come in here, you'll find things are different. Materials are slightly different, sizes are different. Material, the timber can be very much lower quality here, depending where you're getting it cut, unless you're willing to pay huge sums for it. This timber here, for those who don't know, I got free from the government. Every Russian citizen is entitled to 150 cubic of timber, round Krugler timber, and you can then get that cut up. So Получилось, it worked out at 3 20,700 rubles per cube of timber. That's the price we actually paid. Current price is for first sort, which is not the best sort, but it's the first sort, so you won't get like eyes in it and broken timber and bits of bark and that. But that stuff is costing around about 20 to 25,000 rubles at current prices. That's untreated, by the way. Whether it's wet or swallow the fly. 20 to 25 for untreated timber. May or may not be dry, it may have natural moisture in it. So you still got to dry it, you still got to spray it, you still got to do all that yourself for 20,000, roughly ish. Well, this cost me 3 sim sot, 3,700 per cube. So very much cheaper when you cut it yourself. That was including delivery and cutting it in the sawmill and all the rest of it. So very, very much cheaper, but only to Russian citizens. I'm a citizen, so yeah, I got it. But if you're married to a Russian partner, then they could get it. If it's only once per life, so if they've never done it, then they could get free timber. It's a good thing to do. You could also do it. There's another way of doing this, getting cheap timber as well, and that is in the winter time. You can buy what they call krugli, or round timber. You could buy that very cheap. You could buy that around about 3,000 to 5,000 rubles per cube, and then you could get it cut up for under 2,000. So it would work out at, I suppose, with delivery and all the rest of it, you would be looking at somewhere in the region of between 8,000 and 10,000 rubles a cube if you were to do it that way, which is still half the price of first sort. Because if you're getting first sort, you've still got to spray it with antiseptic, you've still got to treat it, you're still going to get bent timber and all the rest of it. So it's going to be much cheaper. You know, you could do that. So you take your choice, don't you? Whichever one you're gonna use. So, but yeah, I can't. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't got my glass, so I can't see. Mate, hello, hi Mate. Arthur Santos, boo. I ain't got my glass and I can't read. You want? I think you want to see the Zimla. Oh, let me show you. That's the chastic. I'll go to the corner here. Very important when you get buying land or housing or anything, get the blooming coordinates checked out. Catastrophe. That's one of my corners there. So from this, that's my land there. There you go. So it's 50 by 30 meters, and quite 15 sotok. So that's yeah, and that's what I'm building myself. For those who haven't, those who don't know. What can I tell you about this? It's been. I'm now, in actual fact, working days so far this season. It is 21 days, 21 working days. That I suppose some of them are half days, but about 21 days that to build the floor with all the stud work in, all these walls, whatever, all the floor joists, all that was done. It's all been done within 21 days so far. So I think for a single person, one person working, I think it's done pretty all right. The Abyaska, that took me, that's doski paket, so three planks put together, took me 4 days from start to finish. And that was again a lot of measure. It's all measuring, but I put the foundation in. So if you can imagine, that's my line of work in St. Petersburg. So I knew that the foundation was good. I knew that it was all level. I knew that they were in the correct places. So really, I'm able to really put it in. You know, I'm not got to worry about if it's going to hit a pile, if the pile's off. I know they're all on because I did it. Oftentimes, you know, when you're putting foundations in, you hit stones and things, and the pile goes off to one side. And but on this occasion, we didn't hit a single anything. It was absolutely put the foundation straight in, no problems. There was me and Guy Valeri, my partner in crime. You might have seen him on some of my YouTube videos. Did that together in the winter time. I think we did it in, when was it? I've forgotten now. Could have been December-ish. But yeah, we did that together, and then the timber arrived. We had it drying out here for about 2 months before we started. And now we're on what we're in now, sort of, this timber's been here sort of 5 months or something, 4 months or something like that. I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes. And it's dry. It's at the point now where it's dry, but we're now starting to see all the sap coming out of the timber. So every time I touch a bit of timber, I'm getting sticky hands, which is horrible. But yeah, that's the way it's going. So if you're getting this stuff, think about it. How you're going to do it. It's horribly raining here, by the way. I hope you appreciate me coming out in the rain for you. That's my big Eva. Beautiful tree. I love standing underneath this tree. It's really when it's been frogs everywhere. It's been really hot weather recently, and just standing in the shade of this tree is like perfect. You stand here, I don't need the umbrella under here. It's a great place to stand. That's where the kitchen's going to be. That's where the kitchen window's going to be, right there. And that's the terrace there. That's where I fell down earlier and nearly broke my bloody leg. So that's life. All this was done. This is in the 21 days that I've been here this time. All this flooring I've done. All these studs are in. All the joists are in. That was all done this time, all within 21 days. And this is the walls. Walls are taking a bit longer than what I anticipated because unfortunately I broke my blooming circular saw. In my wisdom I thought I'll get one of these Chinese battery ones, and it really struggles to do it, so it means taking my time with it, but no problem, getting there. It is getting there. It's only on the diagonal bracing I use it anyway, so, but it even struggles with that with its diagonal bracing. So, but we're on spray canister number 2, pump spray number 2. First one's disintegrated now, so I've got another one today. Very, very important to get antiseptic sprayed everywhere. If you're doing this kind of project yourself, like I am, then or even if you're getting builders to do it and you're sort of watching, I advise you to get your spray and spray everything after they've built. Spray and spray, because mold does come through, black mold. It's a difficult thing to control, and you don't want it inside your house. If you spray it in time, give it a good. This is all still wet from this morning from the spray. This half's drier here. You can see it's gone a sort of yellowy colour, and even so, some mould has still appeared again. So spray and spray, kill it dead. You get black mould in your house. It releases spores, and those spores you breathe in. That's what gives you your bronchial asthma or whatever. You really don't want that in your house. It's really horrible stuff. Deadly as well. So anyway, I think that's the bin wagon going past. I actually get rubbish removals here. Don't want rubbish deliverers. I think that's it for the end of this live stream. Thank you for joining me. I'll do another live stream in a few days. I think once probably got some more progress, probably with these walls here. This side wall I'm going to put up. I'm hoping. I was sort of thinking about it today, and then I was so tired I took a rest instead. So, but tomorrow that wall there, and this kitchen wall here, and then that back wall and whatever, and we'll see how we're going on from there. So once there's some more progress, I'll do another live stream and show you how it's going. But I'm absolutely delighted with that. The how that wall turned out today. Really. I was really worried about that, because if you look at it, if you look at it, they're all cut into joints. They're all cut into different angles. So it was like, sort of headache stuff. And then because this timber's bent everywhere, to get that straight with that was very difficult. What I ended up doing was actually, while it was on the ground, I put a screw in each corner and ran 2 tape measures to the centre to get the diagonal. And that's the way I did it. Once I had that, I braced it and then continued on with the build. But yeah, very heavy thing to lift into place. I can't thank it's surprising, if you are Alwyn. Thank you, Alwyn. It is. I'm very happy with it. It's surprising if you're in Russia here and you're building, you'll find that people will help you occasionally. And without those 2 guys who offered to help me today, I mean, they didn't think, it's off to pay them. No, we don't want any money. They helped me lift that into place free. Without them 2 guys, it would have been, I don't know how I'd have done it. I was thinking of getting a winch. I've got a hand winch. I was thinking of attaching it somewhere and trying to winch it up. That's kind of what I had in my head. I had that planned, I had it with me. I've got it with me. But it turns out with those guys helping me, it literally took 2 minutes to get that window up. This is only a single story, by the way. It's only a single story house. So as you can imagine, the roof comes down, and then this is a sort of sticky out bit. I don't know what you call that in English. I have no idea. I don't even know what it's called in Russian. I have no idea. It's a sticky out bit. I suppose in English there would be like, if you had it on the roof, it would be like a dormer. But this is can you imagine, this is an open ceiling. There's no ceiling going to go in there. It goes right to the roof, and then inside is ceilings. So it's just this guest room is kind of a very open plan, open ceiling thing. So there's quite a lot more construction to go on there. If you can imagine, there's a little wall to go up the side there, and a little wall over the other side, and then at the back there's to raise it up to that height, there's a little wall. So it's quite handling, yeah. But so far they're small walls, though. They're easy to cut and easy to handle. It's the bigger walls that are difficult, and that was the biggest. That's the biggest one of all. That was the one I was kind of really worried about more than anything. You can't believe how grateful I am to those guys for helping with that, lift it into place. It really did. It was, and I was surprised that it just slotted in perfectly into the place. I'd taken all the measurements extra carefully and messed around and checked and triple checked all the measurements, and then when we lifted it into place, it just snapped in. It went. I didn't even have to take off the side brace there. The temporary brace. Didn't have to take it off. It just slid straight into place, no movement at all. So I'm absolutely delighted with it. I'm surprised, surprised that it turned out so well. But yeah, can you imagine? There's a lot of work to go in that yet. Not sure when I'll get around to all that. I might leave it even until next summer when we come back. I don't know yet. I'll see how much timber we've got left over and whatever. They're only small pieces to go in, but it's secure for the moment. We've got temporary bracing everywhere, you can see. And there's another wall that I'm going to put up tomorrow beside it to really brace it. Then it should be secure. And then I can sort of build a platform inside and do the top half there that's not finished up. But yeah. If you're coming to Russia as an immigrant, or if you're already here, and if you've got a Russian partner, a wife or a husband or whatever, then they can get free timber as well. 150 cubic meters from the government, free. This is free. This is free timber from the government. Nobody there's not many places I know of. I don't know of any other country where. Hello, Chris. I'm late. Chris, you're late again. You're always late, Chris. But do you like my window, Chris? We've got that up today. That's two guys from across the way coming to help me lift that into place today. It was horrendously heavy. But for them two guys, me and the wife, helped lift it into place, and it just slotted in absolutely beautifully, if you can imagine. There's the wall that's already built, and it just slotted in there beautifully. It was just surprising how well it fitted. I don't think it's my measurements. I think it's just the fact that the plan's good. That one there is bowed, as you can see. That bit, the end beam there is bowed. I knew about it when I put it in. But when the other wall goes in, I'll take those braces off. And when the other wall goes in there, it'll straighten up. Then I'll put in there's a lot of stud work to go in around the edges there. There's a 200mm beam going across the centre. There's a lot of stud work at the bottom there. So there's quite a bit to go on it yet. But that's I did the sort of minimum all I could while them guys were here who could help me to raise it. So you can imagine it was. But I got prepared that wall yesterday. I think I finished at sort of 9 o'clock last night, getting it done. A lot of cuts to go in, a lot of measuring to do. When you've got bent timber, it's very difficult. I don't know if I said earlier, I put a couple of screws in the corners there and measured the diagonal to the centre at the top there, and that's where I got the diagonal. Then I put in the windows and braced it up, and it stayed in shape. There you go. So shouldn't I take the train up and help him for a week? It would be. Take the train up. He's a long way from me. I think Chris is like 3,000 or 4,000 kilometres away from me. A long way. But no, I'm happily building myself. It's the first house the first house I built in St. Petersburg, frame house, similar kind of construction, but without an architect's plan. I did the plan myself, and really, it's solid. That's for sure. But we wasted a lot of extra materials that shouldn't have gone into it because I didn't understand the Russian way of building. And now that I've worked on foundations for a long time, and I also worked on electrical installations here in frame housing as well for a while. So I've seen every kind of deviation of these things, and so I've got an eye for it. So I know what I'm looking for now. I know what's good and what's bad. A big thing. I don't know what. I'm not going to mention the YouTube channel. I'm not going to mention who it is, but there is a certain group of immigrants who came to Russia and they're building a house, and they did a video of them putting up the walls, and I'm thinking, where's your insulation under the wall? It's going to blow a gale through there. But anyway, it was too late. They'd already made the video, so when they'd put the walls up, it could have been weeks earlier. So, but that's, I'll show you again, for those who don't know. This is Jutovy Utepletel, this stuff here. And it goes between any timbers, between the floor and the wall. And that will stop gales blowing in. You could get away with using expanding foam as well. Same kind of thing, but that is cheaper and better. It's a better insulator. Comes in rolls. It's a good thing to use. I really do recommend it. It's old-fashioned, but I can't recommend it enough. It's brilliant stuff, and it's cheap. You just put it on with a stapler, and then sling your wall into position, and bang, you got a solid joint. And anywhere where there's timber meets timber. So above the door there's two. You see the header joint there above the door. That's got it in there. Where I've joined walls, where I've split walls, those are too heavy to lift on my own. So this wall here has been split into two, and you see the joint there. That's got insulation as well all around the floor. It's got the Jutovy in around. this wall here, between this corner, between these two walls, has got the insulation in as well. Every single part. I think it's like 25 meters of that stuff is like 500 rubles. It's pennies. It really is. I can't recommend it enough. You know, if you're getting a house built and you're banging walls together and they're not putting that stuff in, then expect to have a cold house. Expect to have drafts blowing through. There's no what else can you say? That's what you're going to get. You need that stuff in. Like if you look on here, the corner here. I don't know if I can show you this. I'm trying to bounce an umbrella. There's 3 pieces in there, 3 pieces, and 3 the other way, and they've all got that in. Every piece that's got it in, where timber meets timber. Can't recommend it enough to do that stuff. Get it in. It's really is good. And of course, any bad joints you get, you know, because when you're building this stuff, everything's different. Every piece is different. You got the thinnest piece of timber is 45 millimeters I found, or 43 millimeters, and the widest is 55 millimeters. You know, it's over a centimeter in difference in width of a timber. So you can imagine it makes it difficult to cut stuff right. And then because you've got natural moisture, timber shrinks and expands all the time. And so you think you've got a nice tight joint, you think, oh, this is a great joint, there's no gaps there. I guarantee you the wind will get through it. It will find the minutest gap and it will get through it. The only way to cure that is to either put that insulation between each joint, which is almost impossible. The other way to do it is to put expanding foam into each joint once it's dried out a bit. And this is going to sit now all winter. And once it's after winter, then when we come back, we should see any gaps in any joints. I've already spotted some, but if there is any, then in goes the expanding foam. Just get yourself a gun, get some expanding foam. I think expanding foam, you can get like 10 cans on Ozone for like 1,000 rubles or 2,000 rubles, 10 cans. Probably for the walls there, for the little tiny spaces. Like if you can imagine the diagonal bracing, there may be slight gaps here and there. Get that insulation in there. Get expanding foam in there. Get it in there. Stop any gaps. You know, if you happen to be Japanese or something where they build these houses where they're down to the, you know, micro millimeter, yeah, okay. That ain't gonna happen here. You're gonna get gaps. It's life. So when you do, get the expanding foam in there. Don't ignore it. If you're having somebody else build a house for you and they're building a frame house for you, if you're here, go around and check. And if you see any tiny little gaps, get the expanding foam in there. You don't have to be an architect or a super builder to do that. You can spot a gap, get some expanding foam in there, especially on what they call a toppler contour. So that's the contour that runs around the outside walls. Any gaps on the floor as well, and ceiling, of course. So your toppler contour is really where you want any micro gap. You will want to get that expanding foam. The inside doesn't really matter. You know, dividing walls are not going to make a difference. You're not going to lose heat, but the toppler contour, or the warm contour of the house, needs to be completely sealed up so that you're not getting drafts into your house. That is you know, you hit -20 and you'll soon feel if there's a bloody draft or not. You're sitting in your living room in your boxers in the evening, and a draft's coming through, you'll be putting trousers on. So you know, you really don't want those gaps. But anyway, that's it. I think that's the end. There's nothing more I can show you now. Next live stream will be when I've got some more progress, which will be that wall at the side there, which was that one, the side wall there, will be going in, and the kitchen wall, and then probably around there. I'll probably do another live stream once those bits are in, and so you can get a feel for the place. But that's the main wall there. That was a major progress today. Can't thank them guys enough for helping me lift that up. I was absolutely dreading doing that. I thought, how the hell are we going to do that? And they said, oh, we'll give you a hand. So bloody hell, thank you. So it just worked out beautiful. People are nice here, you know. People are nice. You know, make friends with people. Don't be shy. If you're coming here as an immigrant, talk to your neighbours, talk to people, and you'll. Yeah, so you know, those guys when they first arrived here, we were just chewing their fat a bit. You know, just chatting about life here. You know, and said, "Oh, if you want any help, give us a shout." I said, "Oh no, I'm okay. I'm doing the walls. You know, splitting the walls up." I said, "That big wall there. Would you give a hand with that?" "Yeah, no problem. Give us a shout as soon as you're done." So they were finishing today. So last night was the killer to get that wall ready, and they came over this morning. And honestly, that wall was lifted up in like 5 minutes or something, or less. It was so quick, and I was sort of worrying my brain out about it. But anyway, as you can see, I got a bit of a solar system on the old Butovka, working away. So bit of off grid there. Hardly off grid, is it? We've got gas and water and everything here. Unlike some people who are pretending. I'll probably be late. See you next time, probably. I'll better late than never, innit, eh? Anyway, thank you for joining me. Everybody who's joined me. I will do a live stream in a few days. I'll see you then. So for now, have a great night, whatever part of the world you're in.